Hello, hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Welcome to the live stream. My name's Tom, if you don't know. I'm going to be writing a deep, ticky house tune today from scratch. I say ticky because when I start to write anything lush or deep, it always ends up glitchy and ticky. So we'll see how much I can restrain myself. I'm going to be using Splice Sounds today. It's a service which I think is absolutely brilliant. It's a giant collection of kind of user submitted or artist submitted sample packs, and the whole deal is you get credits and then you go to a pack that you like and you find the sample you like and then you use credits to get that sample, and it uses the inbuilt Splice downloader, so it goes straight into a folder on your computer which you can then access via live, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. You can also click and drag, which I'll show you soon. So I want to create a tune purely from samples using Splice Sounds, and you might be interested to know why I'm using it. It's because I've made a pack myself with them. So if we go to my bookmarks here, you see we made a pack. It's called Deep House Evolution. I'm not very good with names, but that kind of sounded right. Basically it's a bunch of kind of analog hardware instruments that we've resampled and put into multi-sampled instruments. There's a bunch of loops and stuff, so if I click here, here's all my loops, and you can simply play them. Hopefully the audio is coming through all good. Let me know if the audio is all good. So these are all the loops we put together, and all the individual hits are here, but there's heaps of multi-sample stuff. So we've taken hardware, I've taken hardware and sampled it multiple times and put it into Ableton Live packs, which are multi-sampled sampler instruments, so you can actually play them like keys. There's some bass sounds and stuff. I'll get into the packs a little bit later. You can download it here. But just for now, what I'm going to do is I haven't actually downloaded these myself, so I'm just going to do it. So let's say I'm going to go into my loops here, and again, here's all the loops. Here's a kick, hat, clap. Sounds good, and if I like that, I simply click on here and I use up one of my credits, and you can see it started downloading straight from my little Splice widget. And the cool thing about that is I can now go into live, open up the widget, and I can drag that directly in there. So that's pretty cool. So let's just play that. And this works for this, I think there's 750,000 plus samples in this. So it's really cool. You pay I think you pay $8 a month for 100 credits, 14 a month for 300 credits, I believe, and you can, those credits roll over and you can keep using those for any sample you like. I mean, you know, I can just go, let's go pads, and then everything that has been tagged with pads comes up. So 8,142 samples, and I can get any of these. So there we go. So what I'm going to do, stop that playing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to my original loops that I've made, and I'm going to grab them all just so we can muck around with them as a good foundation of the track. So I'm just going to click on a bunch of these here. I'll grab a few of them for a start. And yeah, if anyone has any questions or any comments on the tune that I'm running, please feel free to butt in. I mean, it's going to be a pretty casual affair. It's a live stream, not a tutorial video, so you're more than welcome to be like, hey, this sucks, or I think this would be cool to throw in there, or, you know, hey Tom, fuck you, or whatever you like. And also, if you do want to get my attention, type my username in the chat box, because it makes it kind of highlighted, and if I'm focusing on Ableton, I've got my chat window next to me, which you guys can't see, but well, you can kind of see it on the stream. But yeah, if you want my attention, do that. I can probably bulk do this actually. Look at that, there's tick boxes. See, I'm learning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this will be recorded, so it will go on YouTube directly after the stream. But let's download these loops and get started. Oops, I'm not downloading the loops, am I? Whoops, gotta make sure I click on the loops thing here. That was pretty dumb. I was like, I haven't made that many loops. Hey Tom, how much would it cost to attach your dreadlocks to a hat and sell it to me? $2,348. That's how much it would cost. And anyone watching who isn't in the chat room, come in the chat room and say hello. It's good fun. We've got K37 in there, Captain Coolio at the moment, but it'd be cool to have some more people. Download 33 sounds. First time I've done this in bulk. Let's go. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Awesome. Nice and fast as well. Look at that. Okay, so just to show you in Ableton, what it does is I've added the Splice Sound folder to my side panel here, which is called Splice, and inside it there is a sounds folder, and it kind of the samples that you use your credits for, and in the Splice Sounds thing, it's all organized into packs, and it keeps the folder structure within your live browser, which is really cool. So you can see here the ones I'm downloading at the moment. It's Tom Cosm Deep House Evolution, Tom Cosm SP1, which is what I called Sample Pack 1. Here's the loops. Here's those silly little hits that I downloaded by accident just before. But here's all the loops that we've made. So let's go ahead. I'm going to delete these MIDI tracks because I want to try and use as many samples as I can for this. And let's just get a kick beat going. So I'll call this audio track kick, and let's see what we've got. There's that one. These as well. These see how they say SL01 and SL02? They kind of all work together. So if I was to drag all of these into live like so and play them all at once. So you see how they kind of all work together. But I just wanted to steal a kick drum from one of these. I'll go into the SL2 ones. Not too bad. It's a nice slow one. I might go with that. It's got a clap as well, but we can hack all these together. So I should rename this track to kick and snare. I usually don't rename things very well, but I'm doing it because people are watching me. And of course we can change the BPM. Make sure this is set to beats mode, and I usually use we use transients, and I usually use this particular mode for the beats. I get quite a slow tune actually, I think. Let's throw one of the other loops on it. What do we got? Sound good, so that's from the other one. Make sure that's in beats as well. Is it worth becoming a certified Ableton instructor? If I already feel comfortable with Ableton, I would only do it to learn more. It's a tricky question, bro. It's a pretty in-depth kind of qualification, and I can't speak on behalf of Ableton, and it was a long time ago since I did. But you know, there's a really big focus on your ability to communicate and teach as well as know the product. And as far as I know, they make it really difficult because, yeah, a lot of the trainers say it's really quite difficult to get. It's definitely helped me in my career, if you can call whatever I do or what I'm doing now a career. You know, it's definitely helped with that. So I'd say if you feel that you're up for it, try it, do it, contact them. I think it's trainers@ableton.com or something. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Basic loop. Should name this hats. I'm going to change these up a bit. I don't want to use the raw loops, but we'll change them up soon. I just want to get kind of a bed going. Let's listen to these basses we've got. Sounds pretty cool. There we go. We finished the track. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to rename this to bass as well. So let's zoom in here. Close this down. Don't have much screen real estate. Let's duplicate that and reverse it. I'm just going to muck around and edit the sample of this. take that, put it there. And I'm going to delete that part, and I might duplicate that over the whole thing. So just mucking around for the start. Might sound bad, but we'll fix it if it does. Let's, I might actually just consolidate these, Command J. So we've got one sample. It's in complex mode, and let's copy that across as well. And let's pitch it up 2 semitones. Let's have a go. Maybe up 5. Maybe down 2. Put that one here. Keep the original pitched one here. Sounding good. Let's go into the other bass sample loops that I've made and find another one, see if we can borrow bits of that one. And I think I might go into Splice Sounds and find some bass samples that other people have made and kind of layer things up, get a call and response type thing going on. Where's that 4-1? Chuck that one in. That one's a lot more quiet than the other one. Bring up the level. Awesome. So let's just do a call and response type thing for now. Call and response is, I guess, what you call it. One thing says hello, and the other guy goes hi back. It sounds like this one is a little bit down in semitone than this one by a semitone or 2. So what I might do is cut this open and bring it up, see if that helps. That's pretty cool. So I believe this is in G. Let's just create a quick MIDI track with our operator so I can play a G. I think I'm going to pitch this up 12 just to help me hear it. Okay, so this one is an A, so that's handy to know. So this one would be a G, so this is a G, and then leading up to an A. And we'll copy that across as well. I might just continue this guy on now. Like that. What I might even do is I'm going to delete that little cut that I did there. Let's go into Splice Sounds and see if we can find ourselves a nice note to put in there. I almost feel like that one needs to be the one that's pitched up, so I might just go directly into the sample and go into the envelopes, clip, we want the transpose. So we could actually bring this up to semitones like that, and it could even, we've got this kind of mid area here which was like the tail of the last note reversed back again, so it could sound good in a pitch shift up. We'll have a listen. Pretty cool. Does need another bass sound immediately after it though, so let's have a go with that. Alright, back to Splice Sounds. Oh, 35 people, excellent. So for those who are joining us, we're using Splice Sounds to make this track. Really good service where heaps of samples, 750,000 of all these great samples, and you use credits to buy them. So if you're like me, if you were like me, I have gigabytes and gigabytes of sample packs that I've purchased, and I only use, you know, one kick out of it or one synth sound or something like that. So with this one, you can pick exactly the sample that you want from inside your browser, hit buy, and then it goes straight into live, which is pretty cool. So let's just type bass. Let's just see how broad we can be with this, see what happens. And oh look, we've got different tags we can pick. So we'll go deep house bass. Bass and deep house brings up 33,116. Okie dokie. It's a pretty cool sound. I like that little bit there. I quite like that, so I'm going to take that. We'll use just that little bit there. So that's downloading now. How did I get Ableton to work while streaming? Ableton will put audio into a stream for some reason. Hide new. I use a PC Windows computer which I built almost specifically for streaming, and that has a HD capture card. And what I do is I duplicate my Mac, the HDMI output, to the streaming computer, and then I use OBS on the streaming computer to capture that and stream it. It took me a long time to get that working properly. Okay. Let's take that one as well. I'm going to pick and mix a bunch of these together. So let's try a different pack. I might take that because that's a good subby stab. And that one. Perfect. Okay, so back to Ableton again. We'll call this one, we'll get rid of the operator, that was just to find out what the pitch was. We'll call this one bass, I should call it stab. Cheers for the follow, talking mime, talking mime, ha, got it. So yeah, open up my Splice Sounds widget. Here are all the new things that we added. So this one, remember I like that weird little part here. And it's in B, so I believe we're in A. So first thing I should do is transpose this down 2 semitones, B, B flat, A. And I'm also going to put an EQ8 over the top of this. Thanks, the follow sound is actually my voice pitched down a lot. It's originally for the Ambitron, which is this ambient machine that I run sometimes on the channel, and it's all spacey and trippy, but it's kind of still there, so. And even though there's some clicks, on this one. Thanks Ben Chiazon for the follow very much. I could use fades, which is Command Option F, to get rid of the clicks at the start of the finish if I really wanted to. But I reckon the clicks might actually, nah, they're not going to work because they're at the start and the end, so they're just going to interfere with the kick or the snare. And because we've EQ'd that, we should give it a bit more gain. What I'd like to do here, I kind of like this, but it needs to be rhythmical. So what I might do is, I need to do 3 things here. Firstly, I need to introduce a new percussive loop that has percussion. I should just call it perk. I need to introduce a percussion loop that has 16th notes so I can extract the groove. So let's, hopefully I've made one of those. Oh, look at that. Shakers are always good. So let's throw the shaker in there. Oh, might work. So I'm going to right click that and extract the groove. So it's going to go through and extract the groove. What it does is it goes through and analyzes every transient, so every single hit it can hear, which is every kind of shaker sound. And then it pretty much creates a MIDI clip of where each of those sounds are with velocity and the swing or the groove. And it puts it down here into the groove pool, which means I can now apply that groove to other things. So I just want to make sure that that groove's okay, because this was quite a busy sound. I just want to make sure it's okay. And not many people know this, but you can drag grooves into a MIDI track and then open them up and have a look at them. So let's zoom in. That's looking pretty good. So you can see how this note is off the beat, and this note's off the beat, and this note's off the beat. So it's picked up the shuffle. If I just put an operator in here and solo it, bring the pitch up, and that's going on with the shaker. Excellent. So now we have a groove that we can work with. I'm actually gonna disable. Thanks for the solo, Euro G Worship. Thank you. So now we've got that operator there. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to keep the operator there, and I'm going to use that as a reference if I want to apply swing or groove to some other element within the track. So what I can do is go to my ins and outs of my track, and I'm going to go into my master. I'm going to turn it on to sends only. So that means that operator is still playing, but it's not coming out the master track, so we don't hear it. And you can tell this because the levels are blue. Here it is here, see? Blue levels. Very good. So what I can do there is if I do something like this bass stab, I'm just going to copy a little part of that groove that we extracted here because it's missing a note. I'm just going to copy it in here, so it's 16th notes. I can go into the bass stab, add something like anything that takes a sidechain, really. I'm going to use a gate, and I'm going to open up the sidechain area and go into the, I need to rename this. Let's rename this to gate track. That'll do. And I can go into my gate and bring the sidechain from the gate track, but it's not actually, the gate track's not actually playing, but it's still sending data that a sidechain can pick up, and the gate's picking that up. So hopefully, I need to bring the threshold down. So that gate is rhythmically making a pattern. Thanks for the follow, Will Mixinus7. So yeah, so this is without the gate. And this is with the gate. But what I'm going to do here, I'm not sure I like that. Oh, we'll listen to the whole loop. Do I think of a... Thanks for the follow, Raw More. It's going good today. Do I think of a track? Do I think of before creating a track? Sometimes I have a really interesting idea and I just want to sit down and build it. This one, I had no idea what I was going to do apart from it was going to be a deep techie house one because I've made this sample pack and I kind of wanted to show it off a little bit, and that it was, yeah, I was just going to stream and build something, and it was going to be sample based, which is always fun because I find when you're working just with samples, we might use a bit of synthesis, but when you're just using samples, you kind of have to think a little bit differently about things. So that's about as much as I thought of. Yeah. Do I think of a tonal center before creating a track? I like to work in G. I don't know why, it's just a really good note. If you're familiar with my videos, you know everything's almost in G. It's just a good solid note in the bass, and you're allowed to go down to C or D without losing any frequencies on shitty systems and back up again, and yeah. So let's go back to, there was another sound I got, it was this one, which was quite squelchy, which I think would be cool. So I'm going to drag that one in there, and this one is in F, so we need to, what are we in A? So let's bring it up to G and then to A. So that gate is that's awesome. We've extracted the groove from the shakers and we put it onto this bass patch. So that's at raw. Let's try it down an octave, or it'll be -8. And put the gate back on it. Sounds like water. It sounds like without the gate. I like that little bit there for later, so I'm just going to resample that. I'm going to call it water drop. Very noisy birds today, and I'm just going to take the audio from that bass stab Now let's just record it quickly. A little bit too long. So there it is there. I'm going to use it as an effect later, I think. Lots of reverb, high quality mode, massive decay time, no high cut. Auto filter, band pass. Put an LFO on it, give it heaps. Put the auto filter before the reverb. Yeah, I cut my hair off almost a year ago, bro. So that could be fun for later. I'll just disable that for now. 0 is disabled, if you don't know. So back to the bass sound. I think I liked it pitched up. Maybe if we put it here and delete this. Where's that reverb coming from? Oh, I've got to mute the track. Sounding pretty good. I'm going to go into that bass tab and put an auto filter after it. Use one of the cool new filters in Ableton 9.5, which are very, very cool. I love them. Let's listen to it clean. And let's put one of these guys on it. Give it heaps of drive. Oh, it's going to be loud. Turn it down a bit. Oh, I love them. Let's give the frequency a knob over here. Give it this guy. And let's just quickly record that. Disarm this track. Which one is it? That one. Sounds good. And what I should do as well as a bit of housekeeping is I'm going to group these basses together into a group, rename them bass high, because I'm going to take the actual sub end out of this with an EQ8 to get rid of it. Yeah, there's a haircut video on YouTube. I made a big ceremony out of it and got all my friends to cut them off, and we all got drunk at a party, and it was really fun. I didn't do it on Twitch though, because it's not really music related stuff, but it's on it's called Tom Cosm's Dreadlock Chop, so Google that if you want to watch it. It's quite a lot of fun. It is for me anyway. So yeah, cutting the sub end of all those bass tracks, just so because we're going to get some conflicting stuff because they've all got low end in them. We can come up with a nice solid low end a little bit later while we're figuring around with this. I'm going to go back into this pitch shift that I did previously. I'm going to actually bring that up. I might just turn that EQ8 off just while we're working on this, so we have a bit of sub, even though it might be a bit muddy. Okay, let's get some of those other samples that we got. What did we get? That one. Whisper bass. What was that one? Oh, that was a punchy one. So that's in G minor, so let's bring that up to A. Yeah, let's just take that first hit and use it as the sub. So I'm actually going to remove this from the group, call it sub, and then we can turn this EQ8 back on. What's the shortcut to add more volume on the note? I don't know I don't think there is a shortcut for the transpose. It's this guy here. So it's a little slider when you double click on a sample. What do you think of the new changes to the filters 9.5, and are you hyped about Link? Much love the filters, heaps. Filters are awesome. Really good move. Great for grimy stuff. Yeah, well done Ableton for the filters. Haven't played too much with the new Simpler, to be honest with you. But yeah, the filters are great. And Link, I think is pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's quite next level, and I think it's very clever of Ableton as a company to get onto that, and especially releasing it as something that other software developers can use free of charge. Pretty cool. So yeah, let's get back to here. So we've got this bass stab here. Let's listen to it with that bass high. Let's make sure this is the right note. So you might notice that I transpose something up quite high if I can't hear it, if it's the right note in the low end. Sometimes I find it a bit difficult. Could be my hearing, could be my shitty monitors, but sometimes I find it difficult to distinguish between what notes are what when you get down low, so I bring them up an octave. I think what's happening is this sample here, it's got a kind of a really obvious harmonic in it, which is kind of dissonant to that A I'm trying to go for. And it seems to be those stab chords. So say I bring it back like this. Make sure we transpose this down to transpose this down again. I'm just going to put them on every beat for now. Let's just see what happens if I do that. Kind of fill it up and then we can start taking away. That's a kick. What I might actually do here is I'm going to create a new MIDI track, and we'll call this sub as well. And I'll go into my instruments and load up a sampler. And then I can drag this down into the sampler. And in theory, make sure I have the track solid. I can play it. Bongo. But I'm not going to play it, I'm going to write some notes in. So let's just mute this track here. I'm going to solo this here. Alt drag up on the mouse for PC anyway. Is that right? Let me try that. Doesn't work directly on the sample. So now we've created the subtrack using the stab, we can put in a MIDI clip, Command Shift M, and let's put some notes in. Okay, what I need to do is go into my sampler and change the root key. So what did we say this was? This was a G. So if I bring this down to a G, it's going to be kind of weird. That'll do, as long as we have some notes in there. I don't know if this is the right sound to use. I'm having trouble like hearing it. So I might actually, what I might do is I might just put a simple sine wave in there for now. So I'm going to go into my instruments and MIDI notes. Yeah, MIDI notes. Yeah, Alt and drag. Good point. Good point. So bring the operator in, replace the sampler, put another MIDI clip in. So I'm just going to put some random A's in here. Maybe make this one go up an octave, picking random pretty much. try that for now. Yeah, it's this bass guy here that's kind of throwing everything slightly off key, I think. So we might have to replace that sound or do something to it. Or we could put a filter over it and bring it down. Let's put a spectrum on it without the filter. Bring the spectrum up so we can see the frequencies. They got real big real quick. Where are we? Bass, solo. So let's turn the filter on. No, I'm gonna just say and admit defeat here, and I don't think that's appropriate sound for where we're going. So goodbye sample. Hopefully we learned something with that. Are you going to do? Thanks for follow, Livayu Paraluta. Great name. Are you going to do VST production in the future? Possibly. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I use VSTs. I use native Ableton stuff just because I know it really well, but I do use VSTs, so might even use one today. Who knows? So we need a new bass sound. Actually, let's go back to that sub. Quite hard to hear. Little trick I like to use is in the operator or an FM synthesizer is make sure you have the right algorithms selected so everything's modulating each other. And then if you bring up the level of kind of one of the modulators, it's alright, but if you bring it down to 50% of the original frequency, it gives it real power. I'm just going to bring it up an octave again to listen to it. Cool, let's bring it down. A bit too much. I'm going to use this algorithm here, which this one modulates this one, and this one modulates this one, and then they mix together and they come out. The help thing isn't working, sorry, I left that on by accident. The help thing is actually for the Ambitron. So nothing's going to happen when you type help. So the reason I chose this particular algorithm is so now we can add, maybe we could add a saw wave there, just bring it up slightly, just to give it a little bit of definition. Let's go over to the filter, bring the frequency right down, give it maximum amount of envelope, so that should give it a pop. That's good enough to work with to make a good bass riff here. It's going to try and make a cool little bass line sounds. We're in A. Oh yeah, go for that. Semitone. Sounding very like me. Sorry about that. Pitch bend that note down. That could be cool. Let's change the that saw wave to a square instead. go into the filter. Let's use these cool filters again that they've introduced. So try this one. Give it a lot of drive. Whoa, hello. Volume down. I just get excited and give it as much drive as I possibly can straight away, but let's spread it. Let's make the envelope decay time shorter on the filter there. Hey Philip, what's going on? Kind of like that. It's getting a bit kind of housey, Jack in house, whatever you call it. I don't know genres very well, sorry about that. Thanks for the follow, Pope Famine. So that decay would be fun to play with. So I'm going to group the track into a rack. I'm going to map the decay to macro 1, and we might as well map the filter frequency to the other one as well, just so we can easily play with that a bit later. And of course what I've done is I've gone ahead and used the spread parameter, which I should probably not do on a bassline. So I should, housekeeping rules, is I'm going to bring away that sign completely so we just have our square. And I'm going to group this rack again, so we have a rack and a rack. And this one has the chain, and we'll call this high square. And I'll need to create a new operator here, like so. And then the high square we will give a EQ. Make sure we get it right there. Make this a shelf, bring it up. So that means the square, if I solo it, has no bass. And then this operator is just playing a sine wave by default, so we don't need to put a EQ on it. Together. What I might do is go into this operator and use that little grunty trick that I talked about before, maybe. Give it a little bit. I'm also going to give it a slight pitch envelope, so just a little bit, and make the decay time shorter, bring the peak up a little bit. So that just means each note has a little, real quick pitch shift on it, which gives it a little bit of a punch, which I find quite helpful when you're using sub stuff. So if I bring the pitch envelope up to the max, you'll be able to hear it. Yeah, it's got quite a punch, and I could even go into the actual amplitude envelope and bring it down as well a little bit. So it has a bit of a punch at the start. We need to bring the volume up. Too much pitch envelope. That high square, bring the decay time down. I might even add an auto filter after it, after the EQ, and now we can play with this auto filter after it's already being filtered, but this one we won't have an envelope on. So that's cool. So I'm going to take the frequency, give it a modulation lane, an automation lane, sorry, and then we can look in here at this loop. It's kind of added a harmonic, which is cool. I like it. I'm going to go into my pen tool, which is B, and make the grid smaller, just so I can have this frequency kind of move around just a little bit, but on each note. Maybe have a bit of a line curve here, could be fun. And we're not getting anything because that envelope on the other filter is killing it. So if I pick the filter frequency and give that an automation lane as well, and give that a ramp slider thing. For some reason the level has automation on it, which I don't want. And I need to copy this automation across. Getting a little bit off track, sorry. Trying to use samples and I'm going into synthesis on a freaking bassline, but let's go back to the bass stuff in a second. I just want to add a compressor to this sidechain it from the kick and the snare. Because we've got a kick and a snare on this track, and you can hear there's some reverse snare stuff happening. So what I really need to do in that sidechain on the compressor is to EQ it. We can actually solo this and listen to the EQing. So turn on the headphones. So that's the sidechain sound it's taking at the moment. If we put it on a bandpass, so we can use the frequency knob to pick what part of that particular drum and snare track we want to use for the sidechaining, which is, of course, is the lower stuff down in the frequency range. So that's what we want. You can see the levels there on the threshold. It's just showing us the kick, whereas if we turn the EQ off, we're getting those little ghost snares and stuff. So let's put the EQ on. And if we bring the threshold down a little bit, play it together. We'll play just this in the kick and the snare. We're not getting anything. Why not? Why no audio? I've still got the headphone button clicked on, so yeah. Let's make this filter one of these crazy guys as well. I need to change these a little bit. I don't want it to repeat itself over and over. Oh, we can change this later. Let's get back to the samples. What I might do here is limit this incredibly, which is very bad of me, but just so we get every sound. And I'm going to copy that. Remember we made that gate track, which was getting a sidechain from that, where was it? The gate track. So I'm going to copy that gate across to that other bass line that we've made. See how that sounds. So that gives it a kind of a stuttery type effect. Let's make that short and bring it back here. That could kind of be the call and the response, maybe. Maybe not right at the start, maybe here. Still a weird frequency thing happening there. It's bugging me, this. I think this is too much. This is the filter cutoff of the square part of this sub. So let's duplicate that across. No problem, Pope Femin. Might even bring the high square down a bit. I know I said I'd move on, but hey, when you got an idea, roll with it. I'm going to add a reverb after the square part of that sub, and really small size, really small decay, probably 35-ish. I said that like I knew, but I'm just picking a random number. And no high cut. Actually, give it a low cut. Bring the size and the decay time up until we get a little bit of space. Sounding good. What if I, just for fun, take that square and bring it up an octave? That could be good at the end of the phrase. So what I'll do is I'll map the coarse knob to the third macro, click on the macro, give ourselves an automation lane for it, and then zoom in. We'll bring this up, make my grid size quite big. We only want that to go up to 2. Very fine-tuned stuff. Now it's gone down to 0.5, which actually kind of sounds cool. So what we need to do, I think it sounds cool. Nah. So back to that coarse macro. Gotta really zoom in here. I should be able to just click on this. Oops, click on this and drag it up one. Yeah. Did we get any other bass sounds? Let's go back to that. Did we get any? I can't remember if we got any from Splice. Let's go back to Splice and find some more. Let's find a bass loop that we can hack together. For those of 62 of you, wow, who are tuned in, we're using Splice Sounds to make the majority of this, using a little bit of synthesis for stuff like sub basses and whatever, but we're using Splice Sounds, massive collection of samples, which are all very good quality, and there's 750,000. Thanks for the follow, Lux Lumen, do appreciate it. Yeah, massive archive, and what you do is you get credits, and when you find a sample you like, it could be one sample from one giant pack. You could just want the snare or just want the thingy majiggy, and then you just hit get, and it downloads it straight to live, and you only pay for what you want, basically. So really enjoying it. We'd look for bass, deep house bass. Let's keep going. So we've got 33,000 of these to get through, so let's have a listen to some more of these. Okay. And something with quite a lot of harmonics, quite busy. Ooh, I like that one. It's kind of all clavy, so I'm just going to click, use one credit, get that. It's downloading, go back to live, call this bass again, go into our Splice widget thingy and drag it in. Oops, drag it in like that. So now we have that sample ready to use, legally and paid for. And it's in G, so I need to transpose it up 2 semitones. Ha! This is cool. I need to change it a bit because I can't just take someone's loop and throw it right in there. It's going to turn my mixer off. I might just shift it a little bit. Let's just bring it to, where's that cool bit, that bit there? Oh, I need my mixer on, don't I? Ins and outs off. Yeah, so let's bring that back to here. Drag it back like this. Please be good. I think it'll be good. very good. I am peaking. I'm going in the red, so I'm going to go into my session view. I'm just going to pick everything and drag everything down a bit. And I'm also going to put a limiter over there just so if we accidentally go in the red, doesn't matter. Thanks for the follow, JP Garcia Lopez. JP Garcia Lopez, you're a champion. Alright. I feel like the volume's a little bit low, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit over on my thing. Cheers. Actually, you know what? I think we've done it for an hour. I think it's time for some fun station. Yeah, let's do it. Alright. So behind me is the fun station. Let's get going. What should we use today? I think we'll use... Let's just use the mono tribe. Just a quick break. Bear with me. My audio card's freaking out. There we go. That's enough of the fun station. Little bit of fun station there. Got to take a break every now and then, so I've decided I'm going to do that instead of go to the toilet or something like that. Okie dokie. Hey, Splice. Special codes. Alright, so yeah, if you're following the chat room, Splice officials just said the word. We're doing a special promo code for Cosm fans. If you sign up for Sounds using the code Cosm, you can get 2 months of Splice Sounds for $1. There you go. So that's pretty good there. Very good. Check it out, and I'll get into the packs soon. Like I haven't got into the actual Ableton Live packs that I've made for Splice Sounds yet, because we're still working on the bass, but that's all good. So let's just jump right back in there and do it. So I'm actually going to turn my monitors up a little bit. Okay, so hold on a second. Alright, we're back. So, back to this bass line. wonder what would happen. I'm just gonna split this clip, delete it. I wonder what would happen if I use Ableton's Slice to melody feature on that. Let's see if it can do it accurately. So, did it do it? That's pretty cool. Maybe if we let's transpose that slice to MIDI we just did up 5. Note. Up an octave. Let's put an operator in there. Give it a saw wave. Thanks for the follow, dbrus123. I'm going to turn the LFO on the operator, turn it off destination A, B, C, and D. Let's just put destination B to the filter frequency. Maybe. It's going to put a limiter on that new bass sound that we made. Turn it up. This note here. I'm going to transpose this, so I'm just going to split that particular part. Let's go down 2 semitones. 3. Let's turn those shakers back on. How am I liking my Ableton Push? I haven't got mine yet, unfortunately. I was hoping my Ableton Push 2 was going to come by this weekend so I could use it and show it on the stream and you guys could play with it vicariously through me, but unfortunately it hasn't arrived yet, so I should be getting it next week. No doubt I will be doing a stream when I get it because it looks awesome. Yeah, okay. Cool. Playing along with your flute. I like it. Record a sample. Send it to me. I'll put it in there. We're in A minor, or kind of an A blues scale at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to select all of that and I'm going to delete it because I don't like it. No, I'm kidding. I cut it and I'm going to go paste it. Let's go 32 bars. So it's kind of like the body. Like it's a good kind of thing to drop into. Thanks for the follow, Dong Lover 69. Champion. Very good. Now I'm going to select that and I'm going to duplicate it 4 times. 3, 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color these a bit differently like that. It just helps me if the top track has a different color every 4 bars. So there we go. So we have a cool look to play with. Now let's talk about some melodic notes and some pads. So back to Splice Sounds over here. I'm going to open up the pack that I released, which is, if you're wondering why I'm plugging it so much, it's because I've just put out a pack on it called Deep House Evolution 1. It's a bunch of resampled hardware and it's in multi-layered kind of instrument styles. So there is Ableton Live packs that you can download, which I shall show you now. Once it loads, the internet on my production computer isn't the most amazing. So yeah, this is the pack here. There is a link here, a special link that says download 8 custom Ableton instruments from Tom Cosm. Here's the download thing. I've already downloaded it because it's quite big, 817 megabytes, and inside it we've got 8 different ALP files, which are Ableton Live pack files. And the way they work is once you double click them, it will install the Ableton Live Pack to your computer, and the devices are inside those new projects that it creates for you. So very quickly, what I'm going to do here is save my original project, go into my Ableton Live Packs that I've put, and I'm going to, let's just install a couple of them. Bass and Keys 1, so where are we going? Ableton Live Packs. Open. So it's just installing that now. It's copying all the samples into that folder because there's a lot of samples for all of these. My internet speed is actually pretty good. It's just on my production computer I'm using the Wi-Fi, and on my computer that's actually streaming I'm using the Ethernet cable, and the router's in the main house out the back, out the front. So I've installed that pack. Let's install another one. Let's just do Bass and Keys 2 for now. Same thing. Back to Ableton Live Packs. Open that. Takes a few minutes to install it. Lots of files. Very good. So now if I go into my Finder and go to where I installed those Live Packs, Ableton Live Packs, you'll see we have I think I installed that second one somewhere weird, but that's okay. So I can open this up, open up the project. A little bit of instructions here for people who don't know how to save devices into their own library. So I'm just going to close that down. Here is the device I've made, and I'm just going to click on Save up here, and you'll see that it saves it into my user library sampler imports. So I'm just going to save that like that. It's already in there, but I'll click Replace just to show you guys how it works. Then we can go back into our Stream project. Yeah, I'm going to turn that timer off. Sorry guys, hold on. There you go, that should be off now. Very good. We've got all these audio tracks we don't need here. So now what I can do is create a new MIDI track. I'll call this Bass Keys. Because this particular Bass Keys device can be a bass or a keys. And let's just load it up. So here it is. Let's play some notes. So this is in the lower end. Let's go up a little bit. So yeah, as I said, sampled hardware synths, which are usually monophonic, put them into a polyphonic multi-sampled instrument. Great fun to play with. Put a little bit of reverb over it. It's quite a bit of delay when I play that, but we'll manage. So now we can use the keys in something. I'm just going to hit record. Give me a count-in. Oh, metronome. Is it the count-in on? No. Okay, I need to remember that there's quite a bit of a delay. This is a streaming thing, why there's a delay. It's nothing to do with Ableton or Splice. It's just me, my never-ending battle to get a perfect stream. Let's see what we got there. I might have to quantize that. So I'm just going to consolidate the 4 bars that I recorded, like so. Open up the thing. Yeah, everything's way off, so I'm going to select all of the notes, Command U to... Oh, what have we done? Oh, that could be cool. Command U quantizes it, depending on your quantize settings, and I have my quantize settings on 16th notes, so okay. Turn the metronome off. Sounding pretty good. Maybe that one could be across a bit. And I can take this groove that we had before and I can now apply the groove to the bass keys as well. So this groove that we extracted from the shakers. If you remember, we extracted the rhythm, the swing from the shakers. I can actually apply that to the bass and the keys. That should be. Turn on my monitoring. Maybe if we bring those across 1/16th note. I'm going to change the velocity of these notes. Down. So it goes. The velocity controls kind of the cutoff in this particular instrument. Bring this one back a 16th note. Make it a 7. Thanks for the follow, Dr. Zero Gaming. Just playing around with some chords here, changing the position, changing the inversion, seeing what we can get. And if we have another one of those, could work. Pretty happy with that. And then I've duplicated across. We've got these two notes at the end. So for the duplicated version, I might change those two chords around. That one, I'm going to bring the velocity of this chord down. So as someone mentioned before, if you hold down the Command key on Mac while you click on notes and drag down, it's pretty cool. And what I might do is go back to my packs, my downloads, which I've cleared before the stream if you haven't noticed. What one did we install? I can't quite remember. I want to get that other one. So this was bass and keys 1, so let's go bass and keys 2 and open live packs. Yeah, I want it to go there. I don't need to do this, I've already installed it. What am I talking about? User library, sampler, bass and keys 2. There it is. My apologies. So let's introduce bass and keys 2. And let's just duplicate that little cool little thing we did and see what that sounds like. Cool. What if we offset this by 1 bar? Okay, I think this would sound good with 16th note chords Because the velocity is so sensitive on this particular instrument, if I just, oops, select the time, duplicate, 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 all the way across to there, and then let's select all the notes, hold down Command, and draw a line in the velocity area, because that'll open every single one up, I think. That sounds good, get rid of that. Still playing a note, which is interesting. I don't know why that is. I might actually make these. Thanks for the follow, Arcos81. You're a legend. You think the offset sounds better? Okay, well what we'll do is we'll do what you said. We'll do the offset, but what I'll do is I'll create another MIDI track. I'll drag that down so we can save it. Need to put this down here and then across one. That's pretty cool actually, I do like it. I'm just going to consolidate that because I've offset it, we'll make it back to its original kind of sound. Maybe that one could have a slight delay. That would kind of complement the reverb, perhaps. So filter delay. I use filter delay because it has really handy kind of bandpass filters. Hello, Alex Savage, oh my fucking god. Very good. I'm going to delete those other sets of 4 bars that we did before and duplicate this one across. Whoops, I left some over. I will, we won't just like drop into all of these elements at once. We will introduce them across the progression. If you stick around, I hope you're sticking around. I'm having a bit of fun. I don't plan on stopping too soon. So that chord, I still want to have that chord. I think it would sound quite nice. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So instead of actually making it, let's go back to Splice Sounds and let's find ourselves, what are we in? A minor. So let's go A minor chord and see what comes up. Not really. A minor omnichord vibrato chords. That one, I like that chord there. So I'm gonna get that one, downloading, go into Ableton, wait for it to download, and I'm gonna put that into a new audio track for now. So here we go, omnichord, vibrato chords or whatever. Find the one I liked. That's what I like. I'm gonna cut that, delete the rest. All I want is that chord. I'm going to create a new MIDI clip. We've already got one here. I'll just make a new one. We'll call this chord 16. Come on, Carl, you can do it. Stay up, bro. So chord 16, go into my instruments, load up a sampler, and then I can put this into a sampler and play it like an instrument. So and what we could do is go into the MIDI mode, attach the velocity to the filter frequency, give it 100 amount. We'll put the filter down here, put it halfway, give it quite a bit of resonance. That's pretty cool. So Where do we want it? Whoops. Here. I think it will go here. Thanks for following, Alex Savage. Oh my fucking god. So I can just play C's here, C3s, because C3 plays the default pitch of the sampler instrument. I could go into it and change the transpose around of the sample and then we'd play a G, but I can't be bothered doing that. There's not really much point. So let's make 16th notes. Like that. And select all the notes. Again, hold down the command key and drag upwards. Maybe have it opening up a little. Maybe the line to here, so it starts about halfway with the velocity. And down. If I make these notes shorter, and remember I should give it the groove so it has a swing. Let's move this around a little bit, see where's a good place to have it. Maybe just there. What we could also do is we could octave all these down and bring the last one up to the original pitch. Let's move it back one. It's kind of cool. What if we repeat that over? Is it? Oops, wrong place. Thanks for the follow, Triple I Hugs. No, it needs to just be a little bit. Needs a little bit of reverb. Just a little bit. Short size. Less wet. Thank you, Ben. I'm going to bring these notes down an octave. More velocity. Too much velocity. Building the body of this loop here, so we might as well just go all out and might as well go all out and add some more percussive stuff, and then we can put it right in the middle where the busiest part of the track is, and we can move out kind of out to the edges for the build-ups and stuff. I just feel like I'm really on a roll with this, so we should keep it moving, I think. So I'm going to go, what I'll do is I'll go back to this percussion layout, which is actually a shaker, so I'll call it a shaker. I might give that a phaser really quickly, put it on a synced mode, give it a small LFO, turn the phasing off, make it half a bar perhaps, and we'll have a ramp upwards instead of it moving like, it's that way for you guys I guess, have it kind of moving up and then down again. Heaps of poles. Thanks for the follow, Obscure Potato. And of course we can bring the wetness down so we can mix them together. Psytrance is definitely not dead. So yeah, let's create another track here. I'm gonna make this a MIDI track. I'm gonna call it let's go bongos, because bongos are fun. And let's go back to Splice Sounds and let's go bongo. I'm gonna go bongo because I want to find some one hits. I believe it's that button. Is that it? Show one shots. So these are bongo one shots. Kind of a flam. Whoa, yeah, thanks for the follow, Fugo247. Actually, I tell you what we can do. We can go for a loop, and then we can use Slice to MIDI to actually extract the sounds. We just need a clean loop. Let's try bongo clean, perhaps. No. Already had that one. Probably specify a genre. Maybe if we just go tribal house, bongos, make it a loop. Sounding good? Sounding like what we want? It's got a bit of a shaker behind it. I'm going to take that for the roll, because I like the roll in it. Getting there. That is perfect. So thank you for that. Let's just check out the I'm just going to get that. You can click on the actual thing and find the thing. So this is Organic Percussion by Delectable Records. See the whole range of it. Oh, look at this. Cymbals, cowbells, Yeghay percussion. What's that? That sounds cool. Ah, yeah, little eggs. It's pretty cool. It's amazing shit in here. Anyway, so let's go back to live. I need to create a new audio track for this. Go into my Splice widget, and that's the one we got, like that. So there it is there. Might be out of time with the tune, but let's listen to it for fun. We can even apply the groove to the sample, which is interesting. What it does is it finds all the transients and then attempts to shift them, which is quite neat. Make sure it's in beats mode though. We could almost tune these bongos with the transpose knob. See if we can get them sounding in that A. A little bit more sense. I'm not going to do that for now. We can do that later, because what I want to do is I want to right click on this and I'm going to slice to new MIDI track. So that goes through, finds all the individual hits and gives me a rack here which that I can play. Go Ableton, I love that feature. So now we don't need this track anymore. We've got the original sound just in loops. And that means we can delete that loop and we can make our own. So create a new MIDI track. Turn on the preview. Lots of slices here, 53, so turn the velocity up. I want that little roll, it was cool. Tweaking around, finding the right notes. It's good to have patience with this kind of thing because it really does kind of create the atmosphere and accompanies whatever else is playing. What I'm going to do is split that up into two loops. That one's going to have the roll, this one isn't, so we'll pick a different note. Let's try, oh, the new simpler, awesome. Let's go into here and let's change the, I believe I have to go, where are we? Controls and bring the transpose down, say 3 semitones, right click and go copy value to siblings so that all the samplers, simplers within this drum rack have changed down 3 semitones. That hit that's on the snare, I think it's here. It's not on the snare, but that sounds good. What I'm going to do is choose the A send, which is connected to the reverb return. Open up the automation lane for that send. Go to my pen tool, bring it up to 0. And then go to my reverb. I'm going to delete it and add a new one because it's the Ableton default. Give it a low cut, make it high quality mode, 100% wet. Maybe more decay time. What I'll do is I'm going to put a filtered delay on it. I'm going to turn the sync off for the left and the right so we can control the time of the delay. And I'm going to make these very short but different. So we'll say 1 second and 6.46. Put the filters up quite high, bring the dry down to negative infinity, make sure these are on 0. So that should split the reverb out stereo. Very good. And I'm going to duplicate that so it happens every second 4 bars. Every second bar. Good night, bro. Good effort. I hope you don't have work tomorrow. Okay, so I think let's work on the progression a little bit from here on in, because it's starting to go crazy with the loop there. So I want to stretch it out. Let's just bring the kick back all the way. Let's use another one of my packs and see if that works. So here's a new MIDI track. Here's the library. Pads, bass. Let's try this one. It's called Synth Fuzz. Bit of reverb on it. It's not quite a long release, which almost sounds like a reverb, but it's kind of cool. I like that. So I'm going to introduce a MIDI clip leading up to that 33 bar point. We should add a locator point and call it drop. A minor. It's kind of interesting. Okay, I've got an idea. I want to have it going like some bass, not a real sub bass, but something there. It's kind of like the intro kind of theme that leads up to the main drop. And I want to play it blind as well. I want to build this part, spend a while on this part, and then see how it sounds leading up to the drop without listening to the drop again for a little while. We could even make this a and let's change the velocity of some of these chords. So that's cool. And remember, if any of you guys have any suggestions, just speak up. Totally open to anything. Maybe that chord doesn't need to be the change. That one sounded like a human voice almost. So that'd be a cool thing to do. Let's group this into a rack and let's add an instrument. Let's add the analog, because the analog has formant filters. It's going to be loud. And what we need to do is, can we attach the velocity to the filter of I don't know, I don't use analog that much, so I'm just trying to see if I can attach the velocity to the filter frequency. I'm sure I can. Maybe it's over here. This is keyboard, so does that mean Oh, never mind. Let's just use an LFO. Unless somebody else can see it there, which I'm missing. Let's just give it a LFO. So LFO 1, turn the LFO 1 on. More resonance. Faster LFO. And I'll do the classic, I'll drag this back all the way to the start for a start. And then what we'll do is we'll put a reverb after everything. This is a kind of a cheap way just to get a feeling of a build up. And then at this stage, what I'll start doing is I'll have the dry wet down. I'll bring the dry wet up to about 50%, up to 50%, even more, maybe 70% right before the drop, and then use the pen tool to take it away completely when it does drop. And we should also do the same kind of curve with the decay time. So we'll leave the decay time on 743, but when did I start building that up? There, okay. So yeah, just about here, we'll just start building it up. So it's massive. Thanks for the follow, Mateo. I wonder who that is, my friend. Let's get rid of the kick here. Not yet. Okay, let's go back to Splice Sounds. And let's, whoever just whispered me the answer is yes. Let's go riser. Let's find a cool kind of uprising effect. A short riser. Sounds good. Nope. White noise riser. Good waveform. Oh look, I don't even need to listen to that. I know I want it. So let's use it. User credit. Downloading. It's a big one. And okay, so go back to Ableton, drag that in. Oops, need a new audio track first. So right down the bottom, I put all my build-ups and stuff down the bottom. So we'll call this build-up. And I'm just going to save my project. Like a good boy. And let's go back into Splice, drag that in. It's 16 bars long, which is great, so it's nice and big. We can mess with this as well. It's a cool thing about white noise build-ups is it doesn't really matter if you just use what somebody else has made, because it's white noise with a filter, you know. So let's have a listen. Oh no, wait, we need a crash. But not an aggressive crash. Let's go calm crash. Test out the Splice search engine. I'm not using my own I'm not going to make my own just because I'm really interested in using Splice Sounds for this as much as possible. Interested to see what's in there. Cool sound. I'm just going to go for crash. Make sure we hit one shot so we don't get any loops. Too much. I can always EQ something. Ugh. That's nice with the chord. Maybe a splash would be better. That sounds good. So I'm just going to use one credit for that. downloading, and we'll put this in the, I'll put this over in the kind of percussion area after the bongos. So new sample, we'll call it crash, and go to the drop, open it up, open up Splice, and put splash in there. So we've got our build up, which is going to be quite noisy, so bring it down a bit. Let's just listen. Too noisy. So way too busy when it drops, but that's okay. What I'll do is I will, what's that sound? No, I'll just get rid of that. What I'll do is I will duplicate these 4 bars 4 times, 2, 4, and I'm just gonna color these a different color just to help with things. And what we'll do is we'll aim to have this kind of section here, this section here is being where everything is playing. That crash was way too loud as well. We don't need the crashes here. So when this drops, we should probably strip away quite a lot. So the first thing I think has got to go is the shakers. Maybe the shakers will come in halfway through this particular phase. Shakers usually really up the rhythm. They kind of give a really 16th note double time feeling to the, to me anyway, to the progression. So they're good to have like in the middle of a phrase compared to. Cool, and the bongos, where were they? Where were they? Lost me bongos. Is that it? No, it's the chords. There they are. So I'm going to delete them from here and here. I find bongos quite an exciting sound, so I usually leave them until the last part of a phrase, and that usually leads up to either a second drop or a kind of a breakdown or something like that. So now let's listen to the drop as it is. Let's even remove the hats. We'll bring them in after 4 bars. Yeah, and the chords, they can come in, oh, it's the bass keys. Chords can come in later. Okay, so let's just listen to the build up and the drop. Actually, that's cool, but that techie stuff, which is this bass stuff here, all of this stuff, I think, let's delete that just from the first 4 bars. So it's almost like the techie stuff comes in as like a secondary. Here's an extra gift on the side, here's an extra drop. Or maybe we'll keep this guy here and bring these guys away. Maybe, where's that sub bass? Here's the sub bass. So what I might do here is create a new MIDI clip here. I'd like to introduce the sub bass before the drop. I think that would sound quite cool. So where is the just putting in a blues scale here. high pass filter sweep on the last bar of the white noise rider would sound good. I agree. Let's do that right now. Good suggestion, Arcos. So auto filter, chuck it onto a high pass, play with the frequency, have it building up like that. Whoops. Maybe not so far, and maybe start it back a little bit, I think. Could be cool. Give it a bit of resonance. Needs to go higher. Let's give it a reverb as well. Bring the decay time up right at the end so it kind of reverberates that high pass stuff, maybe not that much. And we could put a compressor on it and sidechain that from the kick and the snare, remembering we need to turn on the EQ, turn it into a bandpass, bring the frequency down. So we're just getting the kick part of that kick and snare loop. We don't want the snare part, we just want the kick loop. So bring the threshold down. Actually, let's bring the threshold, let's automate the threshold, which isn't usually done, and have the threshold come down only at the drop. So that would mean the reverberated white noise will get pumped by the white noise, the kick. Didn't really work, did it? The reverb work? I've got a high cut on the reverb. Very trancey kind of sound, that one. Pretty good. Back to the space. Pitch bend this note up. What did I choose? A G? Yeah. So it's a G. So if we pitch bend this up, hopefully the operators are set on 2 semitones for the pitch bend range. They're on 5. Okay. Now we've already got a pitch bend as well. So what I need to do is have that go 2/5 of the way. So that's Tom's 2/5 there. Thanks for the haircut comment. Maybe make this all an octave higher. Yeah, the video is going to be uploaded to YouTube straight away. So probably half an hour give me once I'm finished to get it up there. So. Psychom, what's up, bro? Maybe try the first deep house chord on the 3rd beat of the bar. Which deep house chord were you referring to? This one here, chord 16. That was the 3rd one we worked on, so 3rd beat of the bar. Maybe just one of them. kind of cool. Too much. One more time from the back of that drop. Let's have a listen. I'm gonna get rid of those voices. Yeah, vocals. We can do vocals for sure. Wicked. I like that little chord there as well. Maybe if we introduce this guy. That's a bit loud. Vocals, you reckon? Yeah, we can do some vocals. I need to take a quick bathroom break, and I might grab a really quick coffee. But before we do that, I think it's time for the fun station. Yeah, let's have a fun station session. Just a quick one. Let's go over here. There we go. Fun station. Freaking out. Don't freak out. Come on. Hold on. Okay. Ah, here we go. Awesome. What should we play with? Let's go with the pocket operators. They're fun. Turn these guys on. Where are we on with these guys? Let's turn this on. This thing's coming in here. And that needs Alright, that'll do for that because I'm having syncing issues with that, so. So someone mentioned vocals before. What I'll do is I'll open up Splice Sounds and I'll search for vocals. Or vocal. And we'll keep it to deep house. So there's only 6,425 of these, by the way. I'm just going to flick through some of them, and if you guys hear one you like, tell me the name of the sample that you like. So.
Turn around, just going around.
I'm just going to get that one because it pitched down. I reckon that'll sound pretty awesome. The thing with the vocal samples is they always sound so cringy when you're listening to them clean, but when you actually put them in... Oh, they're going to be awesome. Little stabs. So for those who don't know, we're using Splice Sounds today to build the majority of the stuff for this thing. I put a pack out. It's a really cool service. I'm really loving it. So you can just pick any samples you want, cash in a few credits, and you get that sample. You don't have to pay for the whole pack. Really been waiting for somebody to do this for a long time. Some cheese is fine. Okay.
Bitch, please. Ooh, oh, oh.
I'm going to get that as well, but I'm going to pitch it down so it sounds like a really big bloke.
Come on, King, take dance with me.
That, I don't know, but that could kind of sound good just before the drop. You like the bitch please? Okay, where was bitch please? Bitch please. Let's get that one too. Let's go on. Let's pick a different pack. What do we got? Yeah. Wonder what that's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. And something spoken word would be good.
Give me a seam, and I'll find my way through.
No, let's go spoken. See what happens. Bitch please is too troll. But the thing is we can change it. We don't have to use the sample as cleanly as we can, as we need to.
Live. Love. Give.
I was going to say house.
Feel it in your soul.
Yeah, might not. These are great, by the way. It's not terribly relevant.
Bang on, I hear the drums.
That'd be cool because we could use the whisper. I've got too many now, so we'll deal with this. But the whispers could be quite cool if we reverse them and make them not say words. So that'd be good. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is those little stabs that we've got. I'll go into my kind of percussion area. This was bongos. And I'll create a new MIDI track. And I'll call this vocal stabs. And I'm going to use an impulse for this. A lot of people put impulse down, but I really like it for quick stabby things. Drum racks can be a little bit too complicated for what I need sometimes, so I like the impulse. And what do we got? Vocal hit.
Can
we drag them through? No, we can't drag them directly into the impulse. But what we can do is, if I go into my Splice folder, it'll show us all the samples that we've just downloaded. And that one was called vocal, what do we call it? KEHP will do. So search for KEHP. So it's in packs, drum construction, one shots, vocal hits. Okay, so I'm gonna close that down now. Let's put them in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, yeah. So, really subtly put these in as rhythmical components. Maybe at the second part of the phrase, I should put that in there. Second phrase. Very loud. That's good. Let's just make that a 2-bar loop. Just going to EQ it a bit, bring out the any lows. And let's use that filter delay trick that I like, which is making the delays not synced and really short, so it kind of splits the sound quickly between the left and the right. Compared to if you're on headphones or monitors, you should probably be able to hear this. Hey Pokemon Fanboy 20, I am awesome. Having a good stream. Drinking a coffee now, so tell me if I need to slow down. Should put some whiskey in it. It's too early. That's a real cool groove to it. So what other vocal samples do we get? Let's have a look. What I'll do is I'll create, after the crash, I'll create a new track. We'll call it vocal, and I'll put all the samples in there and we can have a listen to them and then figure out if we can use them and where we might put them. Any new Max for Live devices in 9.5? Yes, there are 3 new Max for Live Essentials, I believe they're called. They're 3 new synths. They're called... very German naming. I love it. I love it how they name their stuff. But they're called Max for Live Essentials instruments. They're called Poly, which is a polyphonic synth. So there it is there. It's very cool. They have one called Bass. Whoa! Which crashes live. Oh dear me. Oh dear me. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. So hopefully our recovery saves the day. When did I last save? I was before I went to the bathroom. We should be alright. It's loading Max for Live, so it's probably going to load the poly again. Hey man, it happens. It's part of the game. So I guess with that, I wouldn't use these Max for Live devices in a project which you're going to play out live with. I'm just going to delete that. Wow, it's really wigging out. It's quite not happy. I'm going to save a copy of this quickly. Steam 1 crash. Oh yeah, Max for Live. The thing is with Max for Live is you kind of you're opening up the inner workings of everything to people, and you know it's a bit of a risk for Ableton to take to let people do that, because you can crash stuff. I mean, if you know, feedback loops aren't just audio, you can have all kinds of weird stuff going on. Let's see what happens if I open Steam 1 crash. Okay, we're looking alright. Where was that MIDI track? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, there's that, and they've got another instrument. I forget what the other one's called right now. What is it? Poly? I think it's called multi. Yeah. How's that? The bass one's called bass. I love it. Okay, so we've got that vocal audio track. Let's get our samples in there. So we got that one. And that's a loop. Just going to put them in here. Just so we can see what we've got. Bitch, please.
Bitch, please.
Vocal hits. And we grabbed one other one, didn't we?
Oh!
Yeah, that one. I reckon, straight away, that one, when the build-up's happening. We need to work on the build-up a bit more, but we can do that later. Let's transpose it down. Let's reverse it. Have it building up. Maybe not reversed. Up 12 semitones? Yeah. Fucking stupid. What if we... Okay, bear with me. What if we reversed it? And, say from here, stretch it right back, and then we get a clip and we transpose it up. So maybe from... from negative... even 24 semitones. Yeah. Try a different warping algorithm. Not really working, is it? Maybe not so much of a pitch change. Sounds like a horror movie or something. Oh dear. Oh dear. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, nah. Oh, what did we have before? Maybe at the drop. Whoops. It's like that video on the internet of the when they squeeze all those rubber chickens together at once. Need to bring that back. anything good I've found in production. I hate giving up on something. Sometimes you gotta just be like, no, I'm starting again. Thanks for follow fully max, but sometimes it's good to thanks, mate. Maybe that could be a good intro sound. Where are we? Hey Tom, if you don't mind me asking, what is your favourite warp mode? I went to a music seminar with Il Gates and KG Salkar, and he said he hates every warp mode except texture. Well, I don't have a favourite. I mean, each warp mode has a specific purpose. So, you know, if I'm mixing tracks in a DJ thing, finished tracks, whole tracks, I'll use pitch mode because, you know, if I just want the pitch to go down like a record or a CDJ. If I'm working on a drum loop, I use beats mode because it preserves the beats and tries to stretch it in between when nothing's happening. Texture mode I use for pads and leads and stuff. Complex mode for things like vocals or things that are have multiple textures. So I don't have a favorite. I get asked that a lot, and yeah, I don't think favoritism is the right thing to do with warping modes. They're all different tools. So but usually it's people who are talking about stretching a track. So I just use pitch mode. But if you want to preserve the pitch, Complex Pro maybe. My 2 cents. Try the reverse reverb build up on it for the intro. Ah. Okay.
Ooh, oh,
Maybe that one. Oh dear.
oh. Ooh, oh, oh.
It's sounding alright. Maybe not the vocals right now, but the tune is sounding good.
Ooh, oh.
Just wondering if that has a... It's in C minor, so in theory, if we bring this up, we should bring it down. B, B flat, A. Maybe that, if we get rid of all the lows. Pitch it down a lot. It's way too cheesy, I reckon, but if we pitch it down a lot. Let's change the mode to left-right mode and change the EQs for the left and the right. Another good way of getting space. Well, let's talk about warping modes. So let's open up the sample. I've pitched it down 15, so it's obviously really crazy. I've also added warp points, so even then it's really crazy. H-Leet Tahiti. I use Melodyne if I ever need to do any kind of vocal fixing, which is very rarely. So that's complex. Let's try Complex Pro. Let's play around with the formats. That sounds cool. I wonder if that's mappable. Damn. I'm gonna resample that. New audio track. Low Vox. Take it from 9 audio. And I'm just going to have to move that manually. Whoops. Now that could work. I can see that it's quite uneven on the left and the right, but we can fix that later. And I think it needs one more note there. I'm going to use a utility to give it 0% width. Let's use a limiter to bring it up. Getting somewhere with it. De-cheesifying it. Just going to bring this back a little bit so it doesn't completely repeat this note. Let's have a listen. You should put that last note around the 4th beat. Okie dokie. Where is that sample? Starting to get a lot of tracks in here, guys. It's good. You know it's good when you start getting lost. Here we go. Yeah, it's good. So what about this? Put another limiter and have it go crazy right at the drop. Move it up. And bring the decay time of the reverb up a lot at the end there. Too much gain. Thanks for the follow, Formula. Sorry guys, my mic is muted. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's do that long decay time on the reverb all the way to the hi-hats dropping. So I just changed the decay time and have the limiter slowly creeping up because the decay is going to fade down, so I should have the limiter coming up to kind of bring it up. We might even need 2 limiters. Who knows? Let's try it. We have another little mini drop there. That'd be cool. Good suggestion. Who said that? Arcos, you're a champion. Reverb decay time down. It's kind of cool. So this is kind of where the tune almost begins, but it's like a little tease. These first, how many bars are there? 16 bars. It'd be cool to have a falling sound here. So let's create an audio track and go faller. We'll make a faller sound and then we'll go back and add some more vocals, but we'll get real stabby with them, I think, or do something twisty with them. Put them on the faller area. Back to Splice Sounds. What do you call those sounds? I'm going to call it faller. That's what I call them, but... Here. Too much. Really? That would be cool just before that little drop. We can make our own white noise fuller. Very, very quietly. So we'll call this fuller synth, and we'll just make it ourselves really quickly. So I'm going to use downlifters. That's right, downlifters. Good one. Well, let's make our own operator. I mean, we can use white noise. That's fun. Whoops, sorry if you're in headphones. But what you can do is you can use like a saw or something, and you can frequency modulate it with white noise, because then you can add a little bit of pitch. Nah, we just want white noise, I think. Ooh, white noise modulated with white noise. That could be interesting. Oh, yeah. So, go into my MIDI clip. I can pick any note, doesn't matter, because it's white noise, unpitched. And of course, we need a filter. Do we want a bandpass? I think we do. Let's try the new Ableton morphing one. Okay, so that's cool. Let's go. Need to bring the frequency up. So the frequency comes down to about here, and then the morph knob needs to move down like, whoops, needs to move down like that. Do some scratch with the white noise. Not bad. Whoops. Not have the filter frequency so far up at the start. And give it a reverb. High quality for nice white noise. No high cut. And then we can bring the filter down. How cool is that? That new morph mode. Filter comes down, it morphs it, and then it closes it. That's so cool. Filters are cool. Filters are cool. Maybe, where's that crash? Put that in very quietly. Might as well. And we should sidechain that. So I'm just modulating again the threshold, so the threshold comes down very quickly after. So we just get like, you know, a few bars, a few beats to hear the sound. Not much resonance. Okay, let's go back from here. Good night, bro. Something weird happened there. I was too busy saying good night. That faller sound's probably a little bit out of place because it's quite, everything's quite groovy and funky and in key, whereas that sounds, because it's a pitch shift, it's sounding a bit dissonant, so I might just disable that. I might just be cheeky and let's EQ the kick a little bit. Let's give it, boost it a little bit. very little subtle thing, so I'm just going to have that turn on here. I know what we need. We need some kind of fill, like a tom fill. Let's see what fill gives us. Splice Sounds, as usual. What are our tags here? We go more? Whoa, look at that. Where's Tom? There must be Tom. Toms. There we go. Click the Toms tab. Tom's a good name for a drum, isn't it? Too fast. 118. Phil Collins right over here. Might as well get that one. Yep, so Splice has a subscription fee. It is, I've got it written down here, $8 a month for 100 credits. And each of these are 1 credit. $8 a month for 100 or $14 a month for 300, and they roll ahead. They roll back as well. But if you use the code COSM, capital letters COSM, then you get 2 months for $1, or it's $2. I can't quite remember. There he is. Here's Splice himself. How's that? Okay, so where are we? It's quite distorted. No. That's awesome, that one. Let's get that. Okay, so back to our thing. Maybe gain down a little bit of that pulp. $1 a month for your first 2 months, isn't it? That's awesome. And my pack is free. It's like Christmas early. So we'll call this Phil. Tom. Maybe Tom Phil. Phil Collins. Ha! Phil Collins. It's pretty funny. Drag it in. Might be not warped properly because there's silence at the start, so let's try it. Just click it, drag it, boom, away. Bit of EQing on there. Let's bring this down a bit. And let's put Phil Collins. Oh god. Let's put the Phil Collins fill in there as well for fun. Put them together. Needs to be double speed. No, it doesn't. No, sorry Phil, you're not grooving with the deep house today. That one, I might just get one tom. Let's find a nice low tom. One shot. Could be synthesized. Mid tom, high tom, hello, low tom. That sounds good, so just get that quickly. Go in here, new audio track, single tom, drag it in, there we go. Make it lower. What I might do with that white noise that we had there is maybe bring it back half a bar, so it kind of lets that tom really kind of, no more jokes with tom, but yeah. We could lose the chords, they're interfering a bit, and we should also get rid of the reverb, so I'll bring the dry wet value down with the pen tool just for that phrase. What else is playing? What is this? That's what we added before. Don't need that. And we'll get rid of all the, get rid of everything apart from that fill. Very good. Listen from back here. Sounding really good. I feel like because this is quite muddy, not muddy, there's a lot of spatial atmospheric pads with that vocal reverb decay and whatnot. It'd be good to have this a little bit more kind of precise and techy, but I can't quite hear it at the moment. I think okay, for a start, these chords with the reverb, let's not have the reverb on them for, I don't know, 8 bars. Deep blars. Yeah, I know what to do, I reckon. So here in this fuller synth thing, that falling white noise, or the downlifter, I believe it was called, we can grab that that gate. Where do we put it? I'll just make another one. We can grab a gate and sync it to, remember we made that. If you're just following us, like at the start we made a, where is it? Gate track here, which is just the groove that we subtracted or took away from the shakers. So we've got this operator sending out a sine wave in a swing fashion, but it's only sending it to the sends, not sending it to the master. If we send it to the master, it sounds like this. But we're not actually listening to it, we're using it as a utility to gate particular aspects with a swing that matches everything else in the actual track. So by adding something like a gate into that white noise and sidechaining it to that gate track, which is again playing the sine wave, we get that kind of effect. So I can turn the gate off and I can automate it to go on here. So let's see how that sounds. Sounding pretty good. I'm going to take the delay off the other chords. Well, the reason I'd use a gate over a compressor is just, I mean, it's just by default got no attack or anything like that. It just very quickly does the job straight away. I mean, we've got a compressor doing a sidechain here. So if I turn the gate off and I actually sidechain the compressor from that gate track instead. So it's not really giving us the fast static things we want, whereas a gate stops the audio suddenly. It kind of really adds very apparent gaps. Let's just save this live set. Have another listen. We can also change the threshold around and the return just to kind of really isolate how quickly we want it to stop. I've been streaming for 3 hours now. So actually 3 hours. I'm going to try the Fun Station again because I like having a break every hour. I think it should be okay now. I think. Let's try. Fun Station. Okay, let's go. I'm going to use the monotribe again. Fun Station. Fun Station. Turn those guys off. Fun Station. Good times. Good times. Oh no, Splice Official got kicked out. Oh dear. That's not very good, is it? I wonder if I can... Okay, hold on, Splice Official. I can fix this. Add irregular. Splice Official. There we go. I'm sorry. My robot needs to learn some things, so you should be able to post links now. Splice Official. You should be able to do it now. So yeah, wicked. Okay, let's get back to the tune. Okay, so let's go back to those vocals we got before. There were some interesting things there. We had this one.
Hang on, I hear the drums. Dance on, the feeling comes.
Pretty cheesy. So what we could do is, I'm going to put these all together. Doesn't matter that I'm kind of screwing up the rhythm or anything. So put these all together. Consolidate them together, Command J, so it's all one clip. And then we can right click on it and slice it to a new MIDI track using the transient feature. So hopefully we get a whole bunch of really strange whispery sounds. Let's have a listen. Awesome. So let's go. Second phrase.
Hang on, I hear the drum.
Oh, change the scene. Sorry, I'm new to this whole scenes thing, so sorry about that, guys. So I basically just took this and right clicked it, converted it to this. So all this weird whispery stuff is now in a MIDI track into a drum rack, like so. And let's bring that clip back, and I'm going to delete all the notes from it. What we could do is drag one long note out at the very lowest slice, and then we can put something like an arpeggiator before it. So let's go into our MIDI effects and put an arpeggiator before it. So at the moment it's just going to play that note over and over and over and over. So we can make it 16th notes. Give it some groove, give it 16th. Then what we can do is we could put a random after it. So this would be interesting. So it's getting fed that low note continuously, but if we put a random after it, how many slices do we have? We have 26 slices, so that's two octaves, and we have 12 choices. That'll do 14. So now it's going to randomize every single one and give us a random slice. I'm going to change the gate of the arpeggiator so the notes are shorter. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn the arpeggiator off, and I'm going to draw those 16 notes in by hand, because I want to be able to apply the groove from a groove pool to it, because that swing 16 shuffles a bit too much. So delete, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate all the way across. Select that. Dun dun. I'll do. Oh, that was cool. Maybe a 16th note at the end of the two beats. I'm just going to add random 16th notes in here. that's creepy. Pretty cool though, hey? We can even add really fast ones in. I don't know if it'll sound good, but... we need to loop this, make it 4 bars long. So what will happen though is it'll be random all the time. So what we can actually do is we can create a MIDI track, and we'll just call this random for now. We're going to delete it in a minute. We can put the MIDI clip on that track, put the random device on that track. So this is handling all the random stuff. Thanks for the follow, Techno Junkie. And we can send the MIDI of this random track to that one that we just created, which is this guy here, which we should rename to Whisper. So now this is sending MIDI to this track. And what that means is we can stretch this loop out for a long time. They are maybe that long. And I'll just solo the kick and the hats. And solo the whisper track. Thanks for the follow, Pokemon fanboy. Yeah. Oh yeah, all you people who are watching, who are, how many people? 37, pretty cool. Click on the follow button, because I do this a lot. So, the point of this is what I can now do is if I hit record, it's going to record the random patterns that this MIDI track that we created, that we're using for the randomization, it's going to record those patterns so we can keep listening until we find something that we like, and then we can just take that and use it. So we still want the randomness to happen, but you know, after kind of 2 or 4 bars, I want the pattern to repeat. So let's do that. Just give it a few minutes, or 30 seconds. Okay, so I don't know, maybe this part here sounded pretty good? No. That's still sending the random MIDI. Let's delete the MIDI track now, we don't need it. I like that, so I'm just going to loop that over and over. And we can apply the groove now to that clip. And if we still want to make the note shorter, we can use the decay, because when you slice an audio track to a MIDI track, it puts it in a rack for you and gives you things like the decay and cut off and stuff, so that's handy. That could sound pretty cool over on the hats part. Maybe, yeah. just a little one, like every bar. And we can send it to the reverb. We can zoom in and use the pen tool to send it to the reverb on the last note of each of those little phrases. Might work. Might not. Who knows? Why is that not working? Oh, I'm changing the reverb filter. Whoops. Oh no, that's what I want. And let's just make a little fill here as well. We can just take the bass out and the snare. Do you guys like that? Is it too creepy, do you think? Or? Different section here. Where's that bass that we made? That's pretty good. And we'll steal that little do whatever it is. Don't sing, Tom. Don't sing. Yeah, guys, I think I'm just starting to get quite tired, so I think I'm going to listen to it one more time, and then I'm going to stop it here for today. We're going for 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is a pretty good burst for me. I wouldn't mind having a break. Definitely not going to forget this tune. I definitely will be streaming again and finishing this because we made a lot of progress in 3 hours. I'm pretty damn impressed with this. I'm very impressed with the whole Splice stuff. So I'm starting to stutter my words, which means it's time for me to either have a nap or have a coffee, which would be a nap. So yeah, let's listen to it one more time. I'll stick around once I've finished the stream for a little while, but yeah, let's have a listen. Cool. there we go. Finished with the keyboard solo. Out of sync, but who cares? All done. Thank you very much for watching the stream today, guys. Do follow down the bottom on the left. Click the follow button because I will be streaming the second half of this. Not sure when. Maybe even next weekend, actually. Could be possible. Maybe during the week sometime. But I'm having a lot of fun with this track. And as I said, go and check out Splice Sounds. It is really, really cool. I know I'm plugging it, but I've got my own pack on there. Check it out. It's got every sample I imagine you could possibly ever need, and you only need to use single credits to get the one that you want. And it's just amazing. So go check it out, splice.com. Use the code COSM, COSM, all capitals, and you get 2 months for $1. Mr. Splice Official is probably going to plug it again, I imagine. But yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, Evan, you missed it, bro. Sorry. So I will be uploading this to YouTube. It's probably going to take probably half an hour to an hour to get on YouTube because it was 3 hours long. But yeah, that's the stream. Thanks for the follow, bro. And yeah, cheers. Oh yeah, I'll stick around in the chat for a little bit. So.